My sugar daddy's first love returned to the country. Knowing I stood no chance, I tearfully packed my meager belongings accumulated over the years. 5 downtown property deeds, keys to my Rolls-Royce, Maserati, and Lamborghini, Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, and Jaeger LeCoultre watches, all stuffed into my Hermes bag. Then I fled on my trusty Yangdi electric scooter from the Ford family estate. A month later, Adam returned from his business trip to an empty mansion. After a long silence, he dialed 911. 3 years earlier, I was just a broke college kid obsessed with appearances, my most extravagant purchase being AJ's saved up through 3 months of instant noodles. When I agreed to sleep with that tycoon I met at the bar for $268 in game skins, I limped painfully for 3 days afterward. But watching my bank balance jump from 2 digits to 7, I clutched my pillow laughing hysterically that night. When Adam first saw me, he froze. I climbed onto his muscular thighs with my drink and purred. "See something you like? Am I that irresistible?" He pushed me off with a stern expression. "You're still a student. Have some self-respect." I burst out laughing. Never had I seen such a serious hottie. I threw my entire arsenal of flirtation at him until Adam's friend pulled me away. The friend looked me up and down before smirking. Spitting image of Ethan. That's when I realized I was just some replacement. We coincidentally met again in the restroom. Adam seemed to have rehearsed this moment, offering his phone with forced casualness. "Let's connect. I can help with job opportunities after graduation." "Sure thing," I agreed mid-pee, adding him while still at the urinal. As he turned to leave, I yanked him into a stall before he could react. Our whiskey-flavored kiss happened with my jeans still around my ankles. "Tell me what you want," he growled between bites at my neck. Through moans, I remembered those damn skins. "Cash. I want cash." I woke in a luxury hotel suite to find a stack of Benjamins on my phone. Texting Adam, "Payment for last night's 3 positions?" He replied with a single smiling face with smiling eyes emoji. Our toxic ritual of cash-flinging meetups began. A single day with him meant 3 months of my roommates calling me daddy. After half a year of this, I transformed into a peacocking brat, demanding every luxury item, threatening fake suicides when refused. Adam would glare while swiping his black card, then manhandle my cheeks growling, "Who taught you this extortion? Next you'll beg me for a private jet?" Covered my ears and thought, they wouldn't let me buy a plane, but a helicopter? That I could have. The year I graduated, I successfully threw such an epic tantrum at Adam's gathering with friends that I ended up with a yellow helicopter. Couldn't fly it. Didn't want anyone else to either. It just sat there collecting dust. Adam would give me this exasperated look every time it came up. This is consumerism-induced compulsive shopping disorder. It's a mental illness that needs treatment. Whenever he lectured me with that stern face, I'd just cover my ears. Didn't matter anyway. Adam always caved and bought me stuff eventually. His friends joked he was raising a son when we hung out. Though this son wasn't exactly retirement plan material, more like a premature aging serum. Adam would glare at me like I was some incorrigible picky eater whenever they said that. My eyes would dart everywhere except meet his gaze. What did I care about dignity? If I'm playing substitute, I'd better make this gig worthwhile. Still, I maintained professional ethics. I casually asked around about this legendary ex of his. The stories from his cronies went, "Ethan? Born in Siberia. Lives in the States now." I picked at my cuticles, rich kid pedigree. Strike 1 against me. Ethan's got that porcelain doll complexion everyone adores. Great, Mr. Popularity. Strike 2. Ethan always listened to Adam. So warm and enthusiastic with everyone. I wanted to bang my head against the wall. 3 strikes. I'd been utterly defeated by this Ethan guy I'd never even met. An ex's tears spell doom for the replacement. Especially when said replacement is a broke college student surviving on gaming marathons and luxury splurges. That night, I lay sprawled on the master bedroom carpet bawling. This gravy train was doomed. Once Ethan returned, I'd be out job hunting, scrounging for $1. 32 iced coffee coupons, choking down meal kit slop, enduring toxic coworkers, then blowing half a day's pay on overpriced artisanal bread for comfort, trudging back to some roach-infested studio, Counting pennies before flipping the light switch, my wails grew louder. Adam threw his work documents at me. Shower and get in bed now or get out. Sniffling, I snatched the papers in my teeth, shredding them like a rabid dog. Take that, you old fossil. By the time he tried to stop me, the documents were confetti. I fell asleep that night with 3 handprints stinging my backside and puffy eyes. But fate loves kicking you when you're down. A year post-graduation, disaster struck. After refusing to get a real job, content to coast through life, Adam froze my allowance and swore off buying new bags. I stormed out in protest for 3 whole hours. Exhausted from walking, I fell asleep on a riverside lounge chair. After being found, I got kicked. I cried so hard the elderly man practicing with a spinning top nearby thought I was being abused and asked if I needed legal aid. Peeking nervously at Adam, then at the old man, I mumbled, "He's my brother. We just had a fight." The man remained skeptical. "If you're being kidnapped, make the international distress signal." Biting my lip, I considered gesturing but shrank into Adam's coat when I saw his stormy expression. Adam spent forever explaining before the man reluctantly agreed not to call the police. That night, I got grounded and received 20 minutes of belt spanking so brutal even Adam winced for 10 seconds. Afterward, he cradled me, murmuring, "If you want something, earn it properly. No shortcuts. No schemes. Understand?" My eyes swollen like walnuts. I sniffled, "I don't want to understand." His glare intensified. I immediately buried my face in his shoulder, wailing, "Okay, I get it now. Adam made a deal. You don't have to work for 6 months, but find something meaningful." Picking at my nails, I ventured, "Spending money counts?" Seeing his temper flare, I backpedaled, "Volunteering. I'll volunteer." He finally patted my head. "Good girl. Do well and I'll give bonuses." Truth is, I cheated. Knowing Adam only glanced at my volunteer check in photos, I took 1 real shift then staged 300+ fake shots, different outfits photoshopped, various angles. Daily, I'd hop into the CEO's limo with my backpack, picnic in parks with counterfeit snacks like Happy Joy jelly and Yueliwe crackers, then loiter near volunteer sites until pickup time. When Adam noticed my weight gain but not my scam, I proudly accepted his Evan Motivational Award. Then disaster struck. Eavesdropping outside his study, I heard Adam's phone call. "Bring Ethan over?" "Perfect. We haven't met in ages." "Yes, I've missed him. He must attend this important event. Let my secretary handle the paperwork." My birthday, April 10th. The day his first love Ethan would return. Pressing my ear to the soundproof, failing door, I lost all interest in begging for new game skins. Damn Adam for cutting my allowance. Sniffling, I called Ryan. "Hey Ryan, when's Ethan coming back?" His stern reply, "April 10th. "Why? Adam told you?" I stammered excuses before hanging up. My own birthday, the day Ethan would reclaim everything. I've read tons of novels. At critical moments like this, Adam would undoubtedly ditch me on my birthday to pick up his first love fresh off the international flight. He'd text something like, "Evan, Ethan gets cold easily. I'm gonna get him first. Celebrate your birthday alone." Then I'd end up sobbing over an entire chocolate cake in our empty mansion. Thinking of this, I stormed upstairs to confront Adam. "I want my own 6-inch cherry chocolate cake next month," I declared. When he hesitated, realization hit me. "Forget it. If you don't want to buy it, I'll skip the cake this year." I raced back downstairs, shoving the housekeeper's steamed shrimp into my mouth while crying. Enough. I'd make room for Ethan before he even returned. No one could replace a principled professional placeholder like me. I kept peeling shrimp through tears until Adam appeared looking troubled. The next morning, Adam left for a business trip. He kissed me thoroughly before warning, "Evan, if I catch you gaming over 6 hours daily, I'll spank you so hard you'll need 3 days bed rest." Understood? My chest tightened. This idiot would regret those being his last words to me if he knew. He hugged me tighter. "You used to love when I traveled for weeks. Why the long face now?" I nearly cracked. "You'll understand when you're my age." Adam pinched my cheeks. "Be good, old man. Don't torture the housekeeper." He climbed into his sedan already typing on his laptop. As the car disappeared, I wiped my face and started packing. I took only essentials. The Ford family could keep the rest. That cringy kissing photo on the nightstand? Perfect icebreaker for Ethan. Adam's gifts came with me. The condo, pastry shop, Hermes bags, Chanel suits, Maybach, Maserati, and the European recliner, German ceramic plates, plus the baguette for the road. 3 suitcases later, I dusted off the Yangdi electric bike in the garage. Obviously, how else would I commute to my $4,000 per month job? Drive a Rolls-Royce? Please. I'm not tacky. I've got enough EQ not to upstage my boss ride. I never got my driver's license. Hauling everything to Adam's loft left me sore. Collapsing on the imported leather sofa, I smirked at the electric bike key. Take that, Ethan. To prevent Adam from doubling back, I told the housekeeper we were going on a 2-day trip before finally collapsing into bed. At 10 a.m. sharp the next day, I pushed open the cafe door and awkwardly settled across from a poised career woman who maintained her elegance. Good morning, Mrs. Ford. I greeted politely. Adam's mother smiled warmly. Hello, dear. What brings you here? After internal debate, I blurted out my outrageous request. If you wire me $50 million, I'll disappear from Adam's life and restore your heterosexual heir. Instantly, I realized I'd lowballed. As heir to the Ford empire with stakes in countless listed companies and connections to industry titans, Adam was worth far more. Just as I prepared to renegotiate, his mother arched an eyebrow. Bank details? She demanded. Stunned, I mechanically recited my account number. The wire cleared before I reached home. That night, restless images haunted me. Adam and Ethan's intimacy, their possible kisses, my replacement status. Exhaustion finally claimed me, only to plunge into nightmares of Ethan sneering from mansion staircases. Trash like you deserves neither Adam nor this money. I awoke sweating, shamefully reliving myself scrambling for scattered bills in the dream. Next morning, I opened the Boss Jipin job app with renewed determination. No more humiliation. I'd become that self-sufficient novel heroine declaring I don't need Adam. My standards? No overtime, no micromanagement, decent pay, reasonable commute, HR courtesy, astrological compatibility, and crucially, not too near or far from Ford Tower. After half a day's fruitless search, I settled for shoveling litter at the downstairs cat cafe. Stinky? Absolutely. But here I could dote on the very kittens Adam forbade me to keep. Hired on the spot, I soon became the designated trash hauler and floor scrubber. Throughout this, Adam maintained his routine good morning texts, sunset photos, bedtime video calls, the digital breadcrumbs of whatever we'd been. Evan, whose house are you in? He asked me. I stammered. My own house. Adam mocked. I take one business trip and you're already dividing up our home? When I hemmed and hawed, his tone turned serious. You need to communicate with me. How else would I know what's wrong? My eyes welled up before I could speak. Adam cut in with sudden sincerity. Did you miss me so much it hurts? After considering, I nodded. He chuckled easily. Don't worry, I'll fly home in a couple days. What? Who said you could? I yelped in panic. Adam frowned. Evan, what's that supposed to mean? I screamed in frustration and hung up. Was there still time to flee the country and hide from my sugar daddy? What if he still wants me as his dirty secret when his first love returns? If I run, will he demand refunds? Collapsing on the couch, I heard tears plopping onto leather. If Adam still wants me, I'll cling like stubborn gum on shoes. No bribery could shake me off. Money or not, the air hung heavy. I suddenly sat up, scanned the room, and bowed toward the window. Higher powers. I was joking about the money part. Adam returned from his business trip, his face darker than thunder. He'd planned to dump work on subordinates and whisk Evan away to coastal resorts. But the brat had ghosted him for a month, calls ignored, texts unanswered. Before boarding, he'd called their housekeeper. Where's Evan? The reply froze him. Aren't you vacationing together? He hasn't been home since you left. Adam massaged his temples. From the airport, he pulled up security footage. The recordings showed that bony figure packing every valuable since his departure, except their bedside photo. Adam's chest tightened. He canceled evening meetings, needing to regroup before confronting Evan. Entering the foyer, he sighed. Normally, Evan would pretend to multitask, gaming device in hand but still leaning in for orange juice-flavored kisses. Those stupid half-eaten chocolate bags always left melted smears in laundry. Why hoard snacks if you waste half? He'd scolded countless times. The hollow silence reminded Adam of Evan's college days. After dropping the student at dorms, he'd returned to this same mausoleum. Changing shoes, he entered the living room, rubbing his eyes on the couch. Sudden realization struck. The blank wall gaped where their TV should be. Adam hesitated for 3 seconds between calling the police and not. Then his mother called. "Son," she asked mockingly, "are we still having that engagement party?" Adam said yes. Why wouldn't they? His mother chuckled. "That boy came asking me for breakup money. Didn't you give him enough allowance? Did he dump you? I've always said relationships built solely on money are fragile." Adam hung up instantly. He nearly threw his phone across the room when, clatter, he realized the accent chair was missing too. Laughing bitterly, he immediately called his friend. "Ryan." Evan ran away. "Any idea where he is?" Ryan drawled. "His social media says he's working at a cat cafe." "What?" Adam roared. "Working?" He made Ryan repeat it 3 times before calming down. "Did he say why?" "Nope. Last time he called asking when Brian's returning. I thought he knew about the engagement. But he sounded pissed. So probably not." Adam paused. "You told him about Brian?" "Obviously. First meeting I said he looked like Brian with those big eyes. Did you explain who Brian is?" Silence. "Don't. Stick to the plan. I'll handle this." Adam hung up again. He logged into Evan's food delivery account, grabbing his coat. The half-day-old taro boba milk tea order showed Evan staying at their downtown condo. Adam relaxed slightly, still nearby, not fleeing the state. Maybe this was good. Let the kid learn some life skills. At least he won't starve if... Adam sat down abruptly, staring at his water glass. When I got the text about Adam's engagement in 3 days, I snapped a clump of cat poop mid-scoop. April 10th. My birthday and Brian's return date was 72 hours away. He never mentioned getting engaged. Obviously not to me. Then who? Tears plopped into the litter box. My manager sent me home early. The 20-minute scooter ride felt endless. 3 months ago I had champagne flutes handed to me. Now I'm rationing battery power on this stupid rental. Staring at my dwindling bank balance, I marveled at my own survival instincts. As I trudged home with takeout duck, Ryan texted, "What's up, Evan?" I typed slowly. "Since when are we this close? Creep." Adam's stuck overseas. "Let me take you to Hainan for your birthday." "No." I tossed my phone aside and started eating the roasted duck. "Easy for you to say. Why couldn't you come celebrate my birthday? Too busy chasing after other men." "Huh?" I mumbled through a mouthful of food, angrily muttering lyrics from some old breakup song. "Bullet trains. New lovers." My phone buzzed again. "Sure. How do you want to play this? You're paying?" I texted back. Ryan responded instantly. "My treat." I closed the chat, staring at the pinned contact labeled Adam until my vision blurred. For the past month, he'd bombarded me with texts and calls. "Evan, did you eat? Don't binge on chocolate. Going to bed? Must be dark there already. Take your calcium supplements. Drink bone broth, or you'll fail your physical again." I never replied. Today I'd stupidly clicked into his social media. The latest post showed a navy velvet box with the caption, "Finally the day has come." My eyes burned. Engagement parties require rings, right? That bastard never bought me one. Who gets engaged immediately after their first love returns? Was I really that forgettable? Good thing I left first. Maybe he's relieved I made this easy. At least I handled this better than Ethan. I collapsed onto bed crying myself to sleep. In that hazy state between dreams, I felt Adam wiping my face with a warm towel. "Jerk. I don't want you anymore," I slurred, clinging to his hand. What I meant was, "Adam, don't abandon me." Dream Adam gently rubbed my back like old times, pressing a goodnight kiss to my forehead. His familiar cedar scent flooded my senses, triggering that comforting dopamine rush. I slept peacefully through the first half of the night, almost giggling in my sleep. Then the nightmare came. Ryan was taking me to their wedding where Adam stood at the podium thanking me. We owe everything to Evan. Without her, I'd never have realized how much I love Ethan. The crowd cheered, calling me the cornerstone of their happiness. I screamed through tears, cornerstone? More like doormat. Adam descended to present me an award. The Evan Motivational Grant. Use it to charge your electric scooter. I jolted awake, gulping 2 large glasses of tepid water. 3 days later, I took leave from the Cat Cafe and got into Ryan's car heading to the airport. We're friends now. Unlike Adam, he doesn't lecture me like some authority figure. The input won't sway my decisions. It might occasionally amuse me. Even if things end with Adam permanently, that doesn't mean I should decline invitations from mutual friends. Sitting beside Ryan, I asked, "What exactly are we going to do?" Ryan gave a mysterious smile. "Secret." Suddenly remembering, I blurted, "Isn't Adam getting engaged? You're his friend. Shouldn't you be there?" "Of course I'm going." The dream scenario coiled around me like a python. Panicking, pressed. "You're not planning to take me to witness their engagement, are you?" The plane had already taken off. Trapped on this airborne pirate ship. Couldn't back out now. Ryan calmly advised me not to overthink it, promising everything would make sense when we arrived. The moment we landed, Ryan practically dragged me into a car, muttering, "Hurry, we're missing the auspicious timing," without giving me any chance to resist. For the first time, he seemed like a terrifying stranger. Had he been Brian's spy all along? I started bawling like a toddler at the thought of facing someone inferior while Adam ignored me. Ryan fumbled with the steering wheel, shoving tissues at me. "Stop crying. Kid, you'll understand later. Trust me this time." When my sobbing continued, he immediately called Adam to come get me. Pulling up to the hotel, there stood Adam like a pine tree on the steps, outrageously handsome. His nose bridge shadows deep enough to shelter 2 kittens. That slicked back hair, those broad shoulders, those endless legs, the lips I'd kissed, the hands I'd held, the waist I'd clung to. I'd missed him desperately, but would he even acknowledge me during his engagement festivities? Hiding my face, I refused to exit the car. Adam strode over and yanked open the door. Without discussion, he threw me over his shoulder into the elevator. Thrashing and squealing like a trapped animal, my mind flashed to those organ-harvesting thrillers. Was Brian some rare disease patient needing my kidneys? Had their previous kindness been an act? At room 1314's threshold, Adam asked solemnly, "Why didn't you take our photo when you left?" After stunned silence, I exploded. "Why keep memories when I'm done with you? Let your precious Brian choke on them." Adam pinched my cheeks, planting a triumphant kiss. "Dumb as ever, convenient." "I'm not dumb. Just not Einstein." Footsteps suddenly pounded behind the door. Rapid, quadrupedal thumps. Adam murmured, "Brian's inside. Want to meet him?" He held me as he opened the door, clearly leaving no room for refusal. My chest tightened abruptly. Waving my hands wildly, I shouted, "No, no, no. I don't want to see. I don't want to meet him." The door creaked open a sliver, revealing a perfectly round head. I rubbed my eyes, staring in disbelief at the Samoyed. Tears welled up as I turned to Adam, only to find him already choking back laughter. "Brian, sit down." The white dog blinked its liquid eyes at me before obediently plopping down. My vision blurred with angry tears. "You knew about this misunderstanding the whole time and didn't tell me?" When Adam moved to embrace me, I summoned all my strength to break free. "You and Ryan deserve each other. That bastard Ryan and you should get married. I'm going home." I tried pushing past him when his soft murmur stopped me cold. Evan. Couldn't be calling the dog. This was an English-speaking canine. Turning around, I saw a diamond ring larger than 10 carats. Though absurd on most men's hands, it looked perfect on Evan's finger. The glittering stone rested in a blue velvet box, cradled by the sharply dressed man now kneeling before me. "Evan," Adam's voice trembled with emotion. "Will you marry me?" My breath caught. Who proposes to someone with mascara-streaked cheeks in a hotel room? Wait, was this my own engagement party? Since when do people plan weddings without telling the groom? Through sniffles I managed. You controlling jerk can't even propose properly. Then softer. Yes, Adam, I will. There I stood in Hawaiian tourist-style floral shorts, watching the chubby Samoyed flip around like a seal. Through tears, I surrendered my future. Adam slid the ring on before crushing me in a kiss that tasted like caramelized longing. There's an even more expensive gift later, he murmured against my lips. Before I could ask, the suite doors burst open. Hidden friends showered us with confetti as Adam kissed me breathless. Colored paper snowed around us, this destination engagement party's grand finale. Months later, during our formal ceremony, when the officiant asked how we met, I froze, remembering my drunken antics. Adam smoothly took the mic. Ryan and I were playing basketball at his campus when we saw this gorgeous guy wandering campus during National Day break. Love at first sight. I had to scheme with friends to get his number. My jaw dropped. The diamond, adorned Samoyed trotted up with our new rings tied to its collar. As Adam knelt again, I realized this dog delivered bigger rocks than most jewelry stores. That National Day holiday, I only left the house once. Didn't even wash my face or brush my teeth. I just wore my crusty Tigger pajamas to pick up the AJ sneakers I'd scrimped for 3 months to buy. Adam, you're absolutely terrifying. I wanted to cry, but breaking down in public felt too humiliating. After the ceremony, Adam went golfing with friends. His mother suddenly summoned me to her suite, saying we needed to talk. My scalp prickled. Was she going to demand repayment of the breakup settlement? Trembling, I entered the room only to have Brian leap at my legs, barking excitedly. His mother cut straight to it. Brian's 10 but still healthy. His father took him to America after our divorce. Did you know Adam's allergic to pet dander? I froze. He never mentioned it. Those pale eyes that seemed to gently reject the world turned toward the window. That's why we divorced. We were both workaholics who thought getting him a dog would help. Never realized. Her laugh held bitterness. Adam adored puppies but kept his distance once he knew. Brian never understood why his boy kept pushing him away. She described how on Adam's 16th birthday, another parental no-show, he'd sat staring at the same store-bought cake, suddenly understanding the dog's loneliness. Being provided for without being loved. That's not right. That night, he let Brian sleep in his bed. The dog peed everywhere from excitement. Adam spent the next day hospitalized with allergic shock, listening through the door as his parents had their final blowout fight. He's since outgrown the allergies, she said, but never kept pets again. Not even goldfish. Leaning forward, her intensity surprised me. I want you marrying Adam for love. Otherwise, we'd never approve any partner, male or female. You balance each other, your family's rich in love but poor in means. His the opposite. Later, clutching a Google Maps printout, I raced across the polyglot city in my engagement suit. Found a jewelry workshop where I spent hours butchering silver into the world's ugliest ring with translation app assistance. Returned to find Adam ready to mobilize search parties. Dragging him to our suite, fending off overjoyed Brian. I pulled out the misshapen band. Dropped to my left knee. Second guessed. Switched. Finally knelt fully, presenting this sincere atrocity of craftsmanship. Adam seemed to have rehearsed this moment in his heart for ages. He pulled out his phone and said, "Let's exchange contacts. I can help you find a job after graduation." His brows instantly relaxed, all traces of earlier irritation vanishing. I felt torn between laughter, tears, joy, and sorrow. After prolonged hesitation about whether to put on the ring first or speak, I chose the ring. Tilting my head back, I confessed, "I'm too stingy to buy an expensive one. Not that it'd matter anyway, since my allowance comes from you. So I made this unique ring that'll last forever. They say rings symbolize marital shackles online." My voice wavered. "Will you chain your life to mine? Even though I'm nobody special?" Adam's eyes reddened, pride barely containing his tears. He scooped me up like a root vegetable, tossed me onto the bed, and buried his face against my stomach with a shuddering breath. My abdomen grew warm from his silent weeping, shoulders trembling without sound. "Evan," the dog's licks tickled my face as I stared at the ceiling. "What? Evan. I heard you. I will." Glee curled my lips. "See? I might be slow, but I've got moves. His choked laughter met my mouth as our limbs instinctively intertwined. When our eyes locked, his tears trailed to my temples like I was crying for him. He needs no wealth, only my clumsy sincerity.